What is going on, guys? Andrew Hayes here, back with another review, and today I'm reviewing Invisible Man, which is directed by Leigh Whannell and stars Elisabeth Moss as a woman who is fleeing from an abusive relationship, and when she does end up fleeing, her husband kills himself, and then some spooky stuff happens. Now, I was actually pretty excited for this movie. I thought the trailers were done very well. It just looked like a very interesting movie. And that excitement only increased when I found out that Leigh Whannell was directing it, because I am a fan of his two other previous movies, Insidious 3 and Upgrade. I thought those are both movies I very much enjoy, and I've just enjoyed his work so far. And, Elisabeth Moss, someone who I became a fan of last year, with Us, and Her Smell, I thought she was really good in. So I was very excited for this movie, and I gotta say, I very much enjoyed this movie. I thought this was done very well. I have not seen the original Invisible Man, so I can't really compare the two, but I think this is a movie that stands very well on its own, and I'm gonna get into it a little bit more, starting with the positives. Right off the bat, I gotta mention Elisabeth Moss kills it in this role. I think she was absolutely fantastic, and that doesn't really surprise me, because in the two other things that I have seen her in, I thought she absolutely nailed it, and she nails it once again. I really just believed her as this woman who was being abused, and that was, kind of I don't want to say losing it, because that's not the right word, but, freaking out because some spooky stuff happens. And I thought she was absolutely fantastic, easily, carries this movie. And I truly believe that without Elisabeth Moss in this role, I probably would not have enjoyed this movie as much as I did. I also gotta mention the sound, like the score, especially. I thought it was fantastic, and what I love it when horror movies use score to the movie's advantage, and really when they use the score to heighten the tension, and that this movie, I think, did that pretty much perfectly. Every time the music was tense, I got tense, and it's very anxiety inducing, and that's very much a good thing. And I thought, this had, great sound and great cinematography. I thought the cinematography in this was great. And I gotta say, for the first two acts, it was so, it was so tense. I was literally at the edge of my seat for the first two acts. And when the third act happens, that's pretty fun as well. I do also gotta mention the direction. I thought, again, Leigh Whannell does a very good job directing it, and I honestly can't wait to see what he does in the future, because in my book, he is 3 for 3 when it comes to movies. With all that being said, this movie does have a few negatives, in my opinion. My one probably big negative is the pacing. Like I said, I feel like the first two acts fly by, is very tense. I was at the edge of my seat, but the third act hits, and while I don't hate the third act, I actually like the third act quite a bit. The thing is that it kind of just slowed down for me, and the pacing was kind of rough, and there were times in the third act where I was bored once you kind of figure out what's going on. Another pretty big negative that I have, there are some stuff that I wish were explained more, and I can't really elaborate on that without spoilers, so I won't, because, spoilers suck, and I would love you guys to go see this movie without knowing what happens, obviously. So I would have loved to have some stuff explained more, especially with some stuff that happens towards the end. Not that I was confused by any of it, but I just wanted it elaborated more. And my only other real negative is I wish they would have kind of explored the relationship between Elisabeth Moss and her husband. And you're told about all the stuff that Elisabeth Moss had to go through and why she wants to get away and why she just hates her husband so much. And while, I didn't mind that, I just wish we kind of saw some stuff that he did. I think that would have added to, the movie a lot, and it just would have been, made me hate, the husband as more than I didn't. More than, I already did, and I just would have loved this, just see them explore the relationship. I mean, the first, I love the way it starts off. It starts off pretty good, but I think, you could have elaborated, you could have shown some more stuff after that. With all that being said, I do very much enjoyed The Invisible Man. I thought it was I had a great time watching this. I do very much love the fact that Luminell had another good movie, another good movie for him. Elisabeth Moss continuing to prove that she's one of the best talents working today. I give The Invisible Man a B. Thank you guys for watching. Please be on the lookout for my next review, which should be coming pretty soon. And until next time, guys, holler if you hear me.